weather sandwich out there today. We started the day with clouds, we ended the day with clouds, and in between we had a little sunshine. You'll see that on our time-lapse video from our Canfield Fairgrounds camera. It turned actually pretty bright for a couple of hours around early afternoon today before the clouds returned late this afternoon into this evening. And speaking of sunshine, now that we're into early February, we're into that time of the year that we call solar spring. That's the 3 months of the year in which we gain daylight at the fastest rate. We're gaining about 2 minutes and 20 seconds of daylight per day right now. It peaks at about 2.5 minutes worth of daylight gained per day as we get closer to the middle of March. And more signs of spring now that we have hit solar spring. In a couple of weeks, our sunset will reach 6 p.m. and at the end of the month, our sunrises will be at or before 7 a.m. March the 1st starts meteorological spring, and just a little over a month from right now, we see the return of daylight saving time, and we gain a lot more daylight in the evening as a result. In the meantime, we have plenty of winter weather to talk about in the short and medium range. Winter weather advisories have been hoisted for a lot of western PA and eastern Ohio. Now, the Cleveland National Weather Service office has not issued an advisory yet for all the counties they cover, but the forecast is essentially the same no matter where you are across our area. We have a decent chance of seeing up to 1/10 of an inch worth of ice accretion. Higher odds to our east and actually to our west as well, but 1/10 of an inch of ice, pretty good agreement here on our computer modeling. Now, that's about what we can expect. What does that mean? What are the impacts of about 1/10 of an inch of ice? Well, everything can get a glaze tomorrow night after midnight and probably mostly before daybreak on Thursday, but this is no sort of crippling ice storm or anything like that. We typically see much bigger problems when we see 1/4 of an inch or more worth of ice. And just a reminder of what the difference between freezing rain and sleet is. Well, freezing rain is just rain that stays rain all the way down and then freezes on contact with the cold ground. Sleet, we have a more shallow area of warm air aloft, so those raindrops have time to refreeze on the way back down. They don't refreeze into snowflakes, they refreeze into little ice pellets. Look like dipping dots almost. That's what sleet is. And again, that freezing rain is tomorrow night. In the meantime, tonight, pretty quiet. 19 stray flurry in Trumbull County early this evening. Otherwise, we should be dry and snow-free for the overnight and for the vast majority of our Wednesday as well. Now, I can't rule out a touch of snow trying to break out mid to late afternoon tomorrow across the area. If that occurs, it might coat the ground in a couple of spots. But again, the chance of that at this point is pretty low. No higher than about 31 tomorrow afternoon. The freezing rain, again, it's midnight and after tomorrow night as our warm front lifts in. All the precipitation tapers off towards daybreak Thursday morning, and by Thursday afternoon we're drying things out. In fact, we're really warming things up. We'll get into the upper 40s, maybe even flirting with 50 in some areas Thursday afternoon, but then here comes the cold air again by Friday with temperatures kind of like tomorrow, no higher than about 31. Next chance for mixed precipitation, it'll be Saturday, kind of a similar sequence to tomorrow night. This one will be during the daylight hours and into the evening, early evening hours on Saturday, but everything's on the table with that. Freezing rain, sleet, a little snow as well.
Right, so again, overnight Wednesday, Thursday morning could be the biggest impact, but it warms up enough Thursday that it shouldn't last too long.
Midday and afternoon will be just fine.
Right.
It's first thing in the morning.
Right, all right, thanks, sir. Here's a look at what's trending tonight on the 21 News app.